All right, Kaiju number 8. It's going over to Union Arena. So I gotta make this Kaiju number 8 content. So people come from Union Arena to our game. Now I'm not saying Weiss is better, but we do have Shioko. So that's gotta account for something, right? So we have all of these signed cards. We have all of the SPs, SSPs, and the SEC cards. Yeah, there's no AGR cards in this set, but they are gonna have a 3-box campaign where you buy, you'll never guess, 3 boxes. You get 3 boxes from Kaiju number 8. They give you a special PR pack. In that pack is one of these Climaxes over here. Very nice. They do look very nice. I will say that. Gold bar might be my build. Who knows? We will see. Let's look at some trial deck cards. All right. So here are the trial deck cards for Kaiju number 8. We have this one over here and this one over here. There's only 2 in the trial decks. On play from hand or by the change effect, if you have another defense force or Kaiju character this turn, this gains the following ability. On reverse clock shoot. Hey, that's pretty good. I love clock shoots. Clock shoots they would like make your day if they pull off. Climax combo. On attack, if you have the bar Climax in play, you could pay 1, ditch 1, burn 2, and then this gains 1k power. Hey, that's pretty good. So on attack, pay 1, ditch 1, burn 2. So you're doing 2 points of damage. This gains 1k power, so it's going to be at 12k with Climax. You're going to be swinging for, ideally, for 3 to minimize it, and then you clock shoot. That's 6 instances of damage right there. And one of them is non-cancelable, which is good. Really, really good. Toss it, and on top of that, it's pretty cheap, too. Like, pay 1, ditch 1, burn 2. Like, that's cheap. Like, that's really, really cheap. Like, you could tri-field these and like you'll potentially have game, because if you do tri-field these and you reverse 3, that's already 3 there, and then that means you're leaving 4 up to chance, and you're swinging for ideally 3, maybe tossing a side attack in there just to be extra cautious. This is a TD card. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That is pretty good for a TD card. I like it. I the way that I play, I'm more like conservative of like my attacks. I don't like doing like, oh, burn 6 or like burn 5, because like, they might get canceled if your opponent's like super compressed. I like these like small instances of damage, like small bursts of damage, and this is like right up my alley. Plus, it's on a gold bar, so I'm gonna play this for sure. And it's on a TD too. And probably like in the TD, they'll only give you 2. I would definitely pick this up, but I'm going to hold off for a bit and see if it comes to English. But I don't know. It might be a little tough because, again, it is going to Union Arena. So it might be a little tough for Bushiroad to get that licensing. But then again, like, they got the licensing for Kenshin. They got the licensing for Nikke. And then Union Arena also has Kenshin and also has Nikke. So I don't know. We'll see. So let's see what the Kikoru does. This is the level 1. For each of your other character, this gains 1k power because she's only at 2k. Okay, and that's like on board, gains that power regardless. So with the 4, send it to stock. If you send it to stock, this gains 2k power. Okay, all right. So she's gonna be at 6k, Climax is 7. Then if you stock a character, she's gonna be at 9k. And that is really good because, like, if you're short on stock and like, okay, I need the stock, I'm using her stock effect. If I need the hand, I'll get it into the hand. Because like every now and then there's well, I don't really want any of these cards. It is a good option. Like, all right, we're gonna stock it, gain an extra power boost, run things over if you need to. And it does have a soul trigger, and this is a choice, so you are able to, like, late game. If you're like, oh, I'm probably not going to be using this card again, that could be your choice target to toss and for it to live in your stock. I like this. This trial deck is pretty good. Pretty good for the trial deck. I really do like this. Kind of want a Kaiju number 8 trial deck now. We'll wait for English. All right. Well, we're going to wait for the English one. We'll wait for English. See? All right. Ready? Let's do it. Here is this one right here. We're going to, zoomed in right on his, what? We zoomed in straight into his Kaiju. All right, so here is a 3-2. Kaiju number 8. If you have 2 or more other characters, either Defense Force or Kaiju, but that's a set trait, so we're all good. If you have 2 or more other characters, this gains 1k5 battle, and during this card's battle, you do not take damage from the auto effects of your opponent's characters. Wow, that's a good defensive card. That's a really good defensive card. You do not take damage from your opponent's auto effects. Wow, hey, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. So there are like some cards that are like, oh, cross turn, we'll give you damage, and you'll be like, no, you won't. You won't be hurting me at all. And then on play heal, very nice. All right, so far so good. Then on attack, pay 2, ditch 2, burn 2. What the fuck? And that's not on Climax. That is not on Climax. Wow. Hey, dude, this is pretty good. Hey, Kaiju number 8 is pretty solid, actually. All right, let's see here. Here's the Kafka. If all of your characters are Defense Force or Kaiju, these gains a level and 1k5, so it's a level 1 at 3k power. Very good. Goes around bombs and everything. And then at the start of your opponent's attack phase, you may move this card to an empty front row slot with a character in front of it. So it is an interceptor, level 1 interceptor with 3k power. Great level 0, great defensive card, great offensive card as well. Pretty good. Wowzers. Oh my god, is this set good? Am I gonna be buying this in JP? The 3/2 Kikoru with the Climax combo. When this is placed on stage from your hand, search your deck for up to 1 character, show it to your opponent, add it to your hand. Okay, on play search, solid, pretty good. And then, ooh, that effect is long. When this card attacks, if you have this choice Climax right here, which is very blurry because it is from the 3-box campaign. So if you have this Climax, so when this card attacks, if you have that choice Climax in play, you can pay the cost, which is ditch a character, place a certain event from your waiting room underneath this card as a marker. We currently do not have the event. Mill 2, and for each card with a soul trigger, perform the following effect: burn 2. It feels like it's trying to be Gura, but it's like doing it kind of badly. Pay 1, ditch a character, marker a certain event, mill 2 for each trigger milled, burn 4. That's still good, especially if you like build your deck correctly and just load it up. And like, as we saw, the level 1 combo has a soul trigger in the trial deck. So like, I could see this working. I could definitely 100% see this working. And if the event is, good, that's the thing with these like event decks or decks that's like, you need this event. If the event is good, absolutely. If the event is bad, then like, I don't know if we should run it. But also like the event is mandatory. We don't have the event yet, but I'm assuming, this is still pretty good. It's a still pretty good effect. Especially because, the level 1 of the trial deck does have a soul trigger. I guess I kind of like it. I guess I do need to see the event. We're going to have to wait and see what it is. But as of now, I'm adding this to the, it could be good pile. All right, so let's talk about this 3/2 over here. 4 or more character early play. All right, damn good so far. On play from hand, you could ditch a card, put the bottom card of your clock into your stock. Oh, okay, so it's a stock heal, but it's the bottom card of your clock. You stock heal that. All right, not bad. And then during your turn, if you have another character, this card gains 2k5 power and the following ability. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, memory stock it. Okay, it's not too bad. It's a 4-character early play. I do like the shooting things off to your opponent's memory. It's going to be at 11k power base. For an early play, it is not bad. All right, let's talk about this one over here. This card is the 3/2 with a Climax combo, and actually both of them have a Climax combo. I wonder if they double up on it. The answer is no, they do not double up on it. During your turn, if you have another character, this gains 2k5 power and the following ability. The character in front of this cannot move to other slots. Okay. All right. That's pretty good. That's not bad. So as soon as your opponent places a character in front of it, they cannot swap it around. Pretty good. And then whatever's in front of it has to attack this. Or side attack it. Nice. That's not bad. And it's going to be at 2k5, so it is going to be at 10, 11k5. Pretty solid power on it too. And then Climax combo. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, if you have a Climax in play, you can pay 1, send that character to clock. Then look at the top card of your opponent's deck. Either put it at the top or at the bottom. Oh man, so on reverse, pay 1, clock shoot it, top check, either keep it there or put it in the bottom of their deck. That's pretty good too. I'm telling y'all, dude, y'all are sleeping on Gold Bar. Y'all are sleeping on Gold Bar. But yeah, okay, we do not have the Climax yet, unfortunately. But I believe we have this one. No, it is this one down here. It is. Okay, so that Climax is this one down here. For the 0-0. All right, let's see what the 0-0 does. Is Reno. All of your other characters gain 500 power. All right, so global 500. And then when that bar Climax is in play, if you have 3 or more other characters, choose one level X or lower character in your waiting room, add it to your hand. X is equal to the number of bar climaxes in your waiting room. Oh my God, I need a bar fixer like ASAP. Or like one of those cards that's on play, ditch a climax, salvage a character. We're gonna need those. Absolutely. We have a bar fixer in itself. When you trigger a climax, you could discard a climax, top check your deck, put it either at the top of your deck or at the bottom. Then salvage a character. What? Dude, Kaiju number 8's playing with my heart with all these bars. Dude, that is so sick. I love that. I really do like that. So when you trigger a climax, you could, if it's a bar, bar goes to hand, you blind stock, ditch a climax, top check your deck, either keep it there or toss it in the bottom, and then you salvage a character. That's really good. That's really, really good. I like that. I like that. Damn, dude. I'm playing Kaiju number 8, I guess. So we are going to be doing this Gen right here. This Gen. This loses a level. So 2 or less climax early play. And then if you have 2 or more other characters, this gains 3k power and the following ability. So that seems like to be like a theme in Kaiju number 8. Like they have to have another character on board because they're a team, they're a squad. So that I do like that like little like flavorful aspect of it. So you have 2 or more other characters. This gains 3k power, so it's going to be at 10k. And the following ability: on attack, top check your opponent's deck, either keep it at the top or toss it in the waiting room. Wow. All right, so it's like a Mocha-like effect. So it is going to be at 10k base if you have another character. On attack, top check your opponent's deck, either keep it there or toss it in the waiting room. And then also on play heal. Ooh, okay. All right, good. I do like that. And here is the 1-0. This is on a standby. And this is the standby right here. And so this card states, during your turn, if you have 2 or more other characters, this gains 2k power. So it's going to be at 6k5. And then, remember, this is on a standby. So 6k5 on a standby. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, if you have the standby climax in play, top check 3 cards from the top of your deck, choose a character or an event. That's all right. Pretty good. Add it to your hand. Then choose up to 2 cards among them, put them on the bottom of your deck in any order, and send the rest to the waiting room. What the hell? So top check 3, add 1, send up to 2 to the bottom, send up to 2 to the waiting room. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I've seen like an effect like that. I kind of like that. Yeah, I do like that. That's not bad. All right, so let's do this one over here. Here is the Soshiro. If you have 4 or more characters, this gains 6k power, so it's going to be at 10k at a level 2. And its other effect is on play from hand. If you have 2 or more other characters, draw 2, ditch 2. All right, solid. And then on play from hand, if you have 4 or more other characters, choose 1 character in your waiting room, send it to your stock. Okay, so you essentially call it out for free. If you have a full board, you play it, 10k power, call it, draw 2, ditch 2, and then you choose 1 card in your waiting room, toss it into your stock. So the order does matter, because if you don't have a waiting room, you could on play it, draw 2, ditch 2, and then you will have a waiting room to get the free stock, essentially, if you have a full board. Yeah, that's pretty good. Level 2. Yeah. Solid. All right, here, let's read the 3-2. On play from hand, heal, and this gains 4k5 power for the turn. 12k5, and the climax is a choice, which is this. Oh, sorry, it's a shot. The climax is a shot. All right, so it says we need the event. All right, let's read the event first, which is this one right here. This is the event. Isn't this just the... Oh my God, that's lazy. Look, here's the card. Here's the event. That's literally just... It's the exact same card art. It was just like his head's cut off. That's lazy as shit. All right, what is the event? Let's read the event. If you do not have another character, you cannot play this card from your hand. Choose a character this turn and they gain the following ability. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, choose a character in your waiting room, add it to your hand. Choose one of your opponent's characters and then move it to an empty slot. All right, so you can, if your opponent has like an open space, you can actually drag in a character from the back row to the front row, and then you can attack that. All right, so that's what that does. So let's see what the level 3 does. On attack, if you have the shot climax in play and you have another character, you can ditch 2, marker the event from your waiting room. So ditch 2, marker the 2/1 event from your waiting room. If you do, burn 1 twice. And this turn gains the following ability. On reverse, clock shoot. All right. Okay. It's actually pretty good. The event, not exactly it's pretty good, I guess, but like, what if your opponent doesn't have an empty slot? Like, you can't just like move things around. What if they have an empty slot in the back row and you're like, oh, I don't want to like get rid of this card. If it's like swap characters, that'd be 10 out of 10. Absolutely great, but it's not. So I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Kind of situational. Hopefully, Shioko smiles down upon you and like has your opponent like leave a card in the front row. Or alternatively, there's cards that like bounce your opponent's cards back into their hand or sends them to the waiting room or sends them to memory and things like that. I think that would like definitely be beneficial, especially if you're going to try to be dragging your opponent's cards forward from the back row so you could like do more damage for sure. Because, you know, when this card's a battle opponent is reversed, clock shoot it, you kind of want to like run over those weenies so you could guarantee that damage. Yeah, these Kaiju number 8 cards are pretty solid. We're almost done. We got the SSP cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we got 6 SSP cards. We got these 6, then 2 SECs, and we're good. Actually, you know what? We might not have translations for these. Right here, this Brainstormer right here it has a turn 1 effect actually. This card is Everyday Life. She wants to protect Mina. One turn. When you play an event, you can draw 1, ditch 1. Okay. There are a couple. It does seem like there's a couple cards that have events, so pretty solid. And then she's a pay 1, tap self, salvaging Brainstorm. And then the Gen is a 0/0. That is this one, Captain's Private Life Gen. This card states that during the turn that this card is played on stage from the hand, when this card attacks, you could pay 1, ditch 2, search and reveal a character added to your hand. Huh. So on the turn it's played, on attack, pay 1, ditch 2, search. I think it would have been better if it was just like live throughout. Like it didn't need to be played like there. It just had to be just when it attacks. You could pay 1, ditch 2, search 1. I think that would have been a little better. Or if it was just like on play from hand, pay 1, ditch 2, search. All right, so we got that one. We got the 2 reds out of the way. Yeah, we're missing her. We don't have her translation yet. It's probably because it's too tiny. I can't really read that either. All right, so we're missing her. We'll see if there's an update later. The paying 1 sites don't translate. Ain't that the truth? But like then again, like it's understandable because it's so tiny. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. We're going to start off with Monster Sweeper Reno. This card states that when this card enters the stage from your hand, you could choose one of your opponent's character, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, it gains the following ability. This card cannot move to another area. An act. Ditch a card from your hand, bounce this to the bottom of your deck. Search your deck for a character. That's pretty solid. It's an anti-mover, and it is a drop searcher in a way. What is good is that it's on an act, so if it's just dead on your board, instead of just crashing it or squishing it, you could activate its effect, so you could net another card. Here is Peaceful Everyday Kafka. This card is a Climax swapper, so it's on play, pay 1, ditch a Climax, salvage a Climax. And if your level is 1 or higher, this card gains the following ability. Change. Send this card to the waiting room. At the start of your Climax phase, activate Change. If you do, choose one man who became Kaiju from your waiting room onto the stage where this card was. And that card is this card. Here's Late Night Training Room Soshiro. During this card's battle, when damage dealt to you is canceled, you could bounce this back to your hand. And on play from hand, you could ditch a card, top check your deck, and salvage a character equal to the level of the card revealed. And finally, here is representative for the ones who passed, Kikoru. She's a Riki when she's sent to the waiting room. So when she's sent to the waiting room, you could pay 1, top deck clock, search for a level 1 or lower character. And alarm. If this card is at the top card of your clock at the start of your Climax phase, choose one of your characters and they gain the following ability. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, send it to the stock. And then you can put the bottom card of your opponent's stock to the waiting room. There we go. All right, back to the video. Now we have the last cards we're going to cover are the SEC cards. So this is the man who became Kaiju number 8 right here. This card states that on play from hand or by the change effect, you could ditch a card, top check 4, add a level 1 or higher card, ditch the rest. All right, pretty good. Not bad. And then on attack, if you have another character, this card gains 1k5 power for the turn. So what? 5k5. Okay, so it's a utility card. The SEC is a utility card. Okay. So now the last card we actually have is, let me pull it up. It is this one right here, the 3/2 SEC. This is the base rarity card. This is the super rare. So this card states, if there is a marker under this card, this gains 3k power. All right, perfect. How do I get a marker? On play from hand, choose up to one Asahiro Mina exclusive weapon T, then it's like a bunch of numbers. I'm not going to even try that. From your waiting room, under this card, face up as a marker. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a character or Asahiro Mina exclusive weapon, the whole event thing, choose one of your opponent's level 3 or lower character and send it to the waiting room. Holy shit, wait, what? Do we have that event? We do. That's this event. Yeah, again, this is the same art. It's kind of lazy. So if you have this, holy crap. Okay, what does this do? Asahiro Mina exclusive weapon, oh my god, T25101985, 1985. You cannot play this card from hand if you do not have a character. Choose one of the following effects. Either salvage a character or, what? Choose an opponent's character in the front row with a cost 1 or lower and send it to the waiting room. We have on-spot removal in Kaiju number 8. On-spot removal. That is actually nuts. That is like actually insane. On-spot removal. It's a 1/1. Send one of your opponent's cost 1 or lower characters and send. Wow. What the hell? Dude, this set is cracked. You know who would really like this set? Yu-Gi-Oh players. I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh players would really like this. There's a change effect. They're used to X-seizing. On play from hand, send one of the event from the waiting room underneath this card face up as a marker. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character or the event, pop one of your opponent's level 3 or lower characters. And then with a marker, gains 3k power, so it's going to be at 11k. And then Climax combo. At the start of your attack phase, if there's the current me in play, this card is in your front row, and you have 4 or more other characters, salvage 2 characters. What? That's what it does? No way. That's it? Just salvage 2? Oh, I thought it was going to be like something crazier. And this is the climax right here. It's a door. What? That's not super crazy. I wanted something else I wanted like a finisher, I wanted a finisher. Although, just like top check, just pop a character is pretty good. All right. That is still pretty good. Because I guess most of your effects are going to be through, at the start of your attack phase. If you have the door in play, this card's in your front row. If you have 4 or more other characters, salvage 2. Okay. You salvage 2, right? Okay. Obviously, you're going to be getting your backups and everything to try to keep this alive. But also, I just saw this card doubles up its climax with this 3/2. So this isn't this is a great card and all that. But this one, which is not it doubles up the climaxes. All right, well, let's see what it does. On play, heal 1. Then on attack, if you have the same climax from before in play, and if you have uncommon, and if you have that, on attack, if you have the same door climax from before, and you have this card in your front row, this card right here, you can ditch 2, burn 4. If damage is canceled, choose up to X cards in your opponent's waiting room and shuffle them back into your deck, where X is equal to the amount of characters you control. Okay. All right. That's pretty good, I guess. I mean, I guess you could use this card, if you're going to be surviving turn 1. Because I guess you could have this and this on board to use that effect. And then you can have the uncommon one right here and to on board to get extra damage in, because on play from hand, salvage the door climax. Holy crap, what is this combo? So I guess you could play him, salvage your door, have her on board. When the door climax is played in your climax area, if you have another character, choose one of the following effects and resolve it. Top check up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 2 characters among them, add them to your hand. Or your opponent sends all their stock into the waiting room, and then you stock swap them. Also, that's interesting. This is a yellow, but it's the door climax. And there are 3 cards that use that climax. Interesting. All right. That's cool. So that is actually all of the cards in Kaiju number 8. And while I was about to upload this video, we actually got the AGR cards for Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8 is signed by Katsuya Fukunishi, and I is signed by Kikoru Shinomiya. This set is out on Friday, August 8th. Thanks for watching, everyone. Good luck on your pulls. Peace.